Vocaloid has, no doubt, grown due to the emergence of talented producers over the past 16 years, only a handful of which are known by everyone within the community. This will be a brief history of influential Vocaloid producers. Before we decide on which producers can be considered influential, we need to know what a producer is. There isn't a general definition for it, but it can be described like this. A person who tunes Vocaloids in Vocaloid songs. For example, Deco, the tuner for Hatsune Miku, is a producer, but Rockwell, the arranger for Deco songs, is not. Now we can choose. For simplicity's sake, producers chosen will have to be in the Hall of Myths. This leaves 6 songs made by 6 different producers. Miku Miku Nishite Ageru by Ika, Senbon Zakura by Kurosapi, Melt by Rio, Matryoshka by Hachi, Worlds and Dance Hall by wowaka, and Mosaic Roll by Deco. Ika has only made one famous song, so we can discount them. Kurosapi has made more popular songs like Acute and Cantarella, but none of them were particularly groundbreaking in the Vocaloid community. Leaving us with 4. Rio, Hachi, wowaka, and Deco. Starting with the very first major producer, Rio was a sensation. Though we know very little of him, he was one of the earliest pioneers of the Vocaloid scene. He debuted with the English song Gravity in November 2007, and his most popular song is Melt, released in December 2007. This caused a shockwave throughout the Vocaloid scene, because up till Melt, Vocaloid was seen as this thing that you couldn't create real music with, due to the ubiquity of songs about Hatsune Miku with subpar quality. The lyrics, production, and tuning of the song led it to set the standard for all Vocaloid songs at the time, and inspired almost all future producers. After Melt became a hit, he formed the band Supercell. Since then, every song he has made has become a hit. His self-titled album Supercell sits at the top of VocoDB's rankings, beaten only by wowaka's Unhappy Refrain. He soon partially retired from Vocaloid after the song Odds and Ends in 2012 to form a pop duo. In 2016, Sumi no Namae, his latest song, was released for Project Diva X. Currently, we don't know whether he will return with another Vocaloid song or focus on his career as a professional musician. Deco started using Vocaloid a year after Rio, on the 7th of October 2008, with the song Boku Mitai na Kimi. Unlike Rio, it took some time until he gained traction within the scene, with his 8th song Aikotoba being his first to enter the Hall of Legends. He released a number of other hits, like his most notable one on Nico Nico, Mosaic Roll, and his most famous one ever, Hibana. A notable thing he did was help save Vocaloid. In 2015, the scene was practically on life support. According to Neru, there was only one video that reached 1 million views during that year, as almost all famous producers like Hachi, wowaka, and Rio have already left the scene. On top of that, 2 well-known Vocaloid producers passed during that year, Sam Free and Sinamota, responsible for the creation of the hit song Luka Luka Night Fever and Astronauts, respectively. After figuring out how to express himself with Hatsune Miku, Deco released his first Vocaloid song in 2.5 years, Ghost Roll. Released in January of 2016. It was this song that helped save Vocaloid. It entered the Hall of Fame within a week of its publication and reached over 20 million views on YouTube. In 2018, he formed Otoiro with Rockwell, a creative studio of illustrators and musicians, with Deco as the producer and Rockwell as the arranger of their songs, similar to Supercell. Today, he's one of Vocaloid's most famous producers, and certainly the longest-running producer which has managed to still stay relevant. Over the 11 years of his life, his music has changed drastically, from the lovey-dovey music like Aikotoba to a mixture between pop and rock that is Coward Mont Blanc, then the electropop Neon Neon in order to lead the trend of songs. He created songs of which no one has ever heard before. Find a song like Two Breaths Walking that was released before 2009. You won't find a song like it. When he formed Otoiro in 2018, he almost seemed like a new producer. Ubnub says it best.
Rockwell and Deco almost make a perfect team, leading to a sound that I've never heard before in the Vocaloid scene.
Hachi, better known by his real name Kenshi Yonezu, was born in a rough household in Tokushima in 1991. He started producing Vocaloid in 2009 at the age of 18 with his first song, The Princess Sleeps to Electronics, on the 20th of May. the latest out of the 4 producers. His dark and messy songs were an extreme contrast to the songs being made at the time, leading to a rise in popularity after releasing Hold, released Rakshasa and Carcasses. After a decline in his mental health, he decided to temporarily quit Vocaloid music after the release of Panda Hero in 2011. He went on to work as a solo artist, returning with Donaho and Sand Planet in 2013 and 2017 respectively, the latter of which, Sand Planet, became the most viewed Vocaloid song ever, and the fastest video to reach 1 million views on Nico Nico, a testament to his impact on Vocaloid. Currently, he is one of Japan's most famous solo artists. Because of that, he has no intention of returning back to Vocaloid anytime soon. Despite being with Vocaloid for only 2 years, he left a long-lasting impact, particularly in one area. Every song he made was accompanied with messy dissonance in a period where lovey-dovey music ruled. Coupled with dark themes, he created something that was unheard of at the time. It inspired a multitude of producers with their own forms of chaotic rhythms, like Cosmo, most famous for creating the disappearance of Hatsune Miku.
好きなボカロ P っていうか影響を受けたボカロ作者みたいのがいて、3人挙げるならやっぱハチさんとリョウさんと、まあその3方めっちゃ大好きで、俺結構影響を受けてると思いますね。
Born in Kagoshima, 1987, wowaka debuted with his first song, In the Grey Zone, on the 11th of May, 2009. Despite his lack of music experience, he gained a small following. After the song To Symbol, he gained major traction within the Vocaloid community, with his first hit being Two-Faced Lovers in August of 2009. He went on to help found Bloom, a record label, with HACHI, where he would release the album Unhappy Refrain. For around half a year between 2010 and 2011, he had no social contact, just because he was focused on Nico Nico, similar to HACHI during that time. In order to get out of it, he decided to start his own band, Hitoriie, in 2011, shortly after the release of Unhappy Refrain. 6 years later, in 2017, he released his last Vocaloid song, Unknown Mother Goose. Unfortunately, wowaka passed away on the 5th of April 2019, at the age of 31 due to heart failure. During his prime time, he increased the scope of what could be made with Vocaloid. His dark lyrics with simple but catchy chords and very high BPMs was a sharp contrast to the idol-like music at the time. This is what music sounded like at the time. Meanwhile, this is wowaka's music. This had influenced popular producers like HACHI, switching from HACHI's low-paced hold-release Rakshasa and Carcasses to the quick Matryoshka. His impact was so great, he is still remembered as one of the best and most influential producers ever. Over the existence of Vocaloid, few producers reached the influence and popularity of these 4. Though most of these producers are from a bygone era of Vocaloid and have stopped creating Vocaloid music, except for Deco, their impact on the scene nevertheless reaches out to today's generation.